He gave his son $340,000. Years later, one phone call changed everything. Fall 2018. Tom Hargrove sat alone in his dimly lit office, staring at a number that didn't just sit on the page, it pressed against his chest. $340,000. For most people, that number represented a lifetime of savings, security, stability. For Tom, it was something else. It was gone, not stolen, not misplaced. Given. Every extra shift at the mill, every vacation quietly canceled, every small comfort he chose to live without, it had all led to this moment. A single decision, a single transfer, to his son. Michael had just finished his medical residency. The path ahead was clear and safe. Hospitals were ready to hire him. Good salary, predictable hours, no risk. But Michael didn't want safe, he wanted ownership, purpose, something he could build from the ground up. An OB-GYN clinic of his own. "Dad, this is my shot," he had said, his voice steady but hopeful. "I just need a bridge to get started." Most fathers would hesitate, ask for plans, numbers, guarantees. Tom didn't. He saw something beyond the risk, something deeper than logic. He saw belief. Within weeks, he remortgaged his house, cashed out his 401k, accepting penalties without complaint, shifted everything he had built over decades into one bold move. When it was done, there was only one condition. Pay it back however works for you. No deadline, no pressure, just trust. They shook hands, not like father and son, but like two men entering an agreement. Still, Tom's hand trembled, because he knew what he had really given away. The first 2 years tested everything. The clinic opened in a small strip mall. Nothing fancy. The ultrasound machine was secondhand. Chairs came from online listings. Paint chipped in places no one noticed but Michael. Patients trickled in slowly. Bills didn't wait. Some months, repayments came late. Once, they didn't come at all for nearly 2 months. Tom noticed. Of course he noticed. But he never called, never reminded, never let the silence turn into pressure. At Sunday dinners, he talked about the weather, about old friends, about anything but money, because what he had invested wasn't just dollars. It was confidence. Then, in the 3rd year, something changed, quietly, without announcement. On the 5th of the month, a payment came in. Then the next month, on time again, and the next. No excuses, no delays, just consistency. The kind that doesn't need attention, the kind that builds something real. Michael had found his rhythm. Patients began to talk. Word spread about the doctor who didn't rush appointments, the one who listened carefully, the one who called back, even after hours. Trust grew. So did the clinic. One nurse practitioner became 2. Another OB joined the team. The waiting room, once empty, was now full most days. Michael bought a home for his family. A new chapter began. Tom watched from the sidelines. No speeches, no "I told you so," just a small ledger tucked in a shoebox, each payment marked with a careful check. Then came a Tuesday morning. Early spring 2025, 7:14 a.m. Tom's phone rang. Michael. "Hey, Dad," there was something different in his
voice. "Everything okay?" Tom asked. Yeah, everything's good," Michael replied. Then a pause. "I'm about to sign for a new ultrasound machine. It's $87,000. Tom stayed quiet. "I can finance it easily," Michael continued. "That's not the issue. I just wanted to get your take before I move forward." Tom blinked. "You're asking me?" "I am." For the next 20 minutes, Michael walked him through everything: costs, projections, patient benefits, long-term impact. It wasn't a request for help. It was a conversation between equals. Tom listened carefully. Then asked 2 simple questions. Nothing more. And finally said, "Sounds like you've thought it through. Go for it." That was the moment. Not the opening day. Not the first payment. Not any milestone that could be photographed or celebrated publicly. Just a quiet phone call. A son who no longer needed support, choosing to seek guidance anyway. That summer, the clinic celebrated 5 years. There were balloons tied to chairs. A ribbon cutting for the new ultrasound suite. Patients smiled, some holding babies Michael himself had delivered. Lives touched. Families built. Tom stood near the back, holding a simple drink, watching it all unfold. Proud, but quietly. Michael spotted him across the room. Walked over. Pulled him into a hug that lasted just a second longer than usual. Then looked him in the eye. "This place exists because you believed in me when the numbers didn't make sense," he said. "And because you never made me feel like I owed you my whole life for it." Tom smiled slightly. The way fathers do when words feel unnecessary. "I just wanted you to build something that was yours." Driving home that evening, Tom thought about returns. Not financial ones. Not percentages. Not profit. The real return came at 7:14. That Tuesday morning. One simple call. Because when a son reaches out. Not out of need, not out of obligation, but out of respect. That's something money can't measure. He wasn't borrowing anymore. He was choosing him. And that kind of return? It's worth more than every dollar Tom Hargrove ever gave away.